Good morning, my dear friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to solve a Leetcode problem on March 19th. The problem is minimum operations to make binary array elements equal to 1. That is, minimum number of steps that require to prepare a given binary array. That means binary element consists of zeros and ones only. To equal to all ones, we should convert. If suppose given array is given nums is equal to 0 1 1 0 0, the minimum number of steps required to create this nums array into all ones steps required, we should return the steps required. Here to convert the nums array, we have some conditions. Let us see the conditions. You can do the following operation on array any number of times. This is the important condition. Choosing any 3 consecutive elements from the array and flip all of them. We should select, initially we should select first 3 consecutive numbers. Consecutive means side by side numbers. We should flip 0 element into 1, and if there is 1 element, we should convert it into 0. By doing these conversions or flips, the minimum number of steps required, we should return. What is meant by flipping is, flipping means changing of the number value 0 to 1 and from 1 to 0. We should return the minimum number of operations required to make all elements in the nums array. What is the approach to solve this problem? I have noted some points. How I solve this problem is, I will be noting some points. What is the note? By noting some points, that is, first we should convert, if there is a number 0, we should convert it into 1. That is, we should flip the number into 1. This is the first condition, first point. Next point is, we should select 3 consecutive numbers. These are the 2 points. Now, let us take an example and understand these points, these noted points. Let nums is equal to 0 1 1 1 0 0. This is the most easiest solution, my dear friends. Please understand, you will never find this solution because it beats 100%. It beats 100%, and I will make you all of them to make this 100%. How you can also make 100%. Let's see the approach. First condition is, we should convert the element 0 to 1. That is, we should flip 0 to 1. And next condition is, we should select 3 consecutive numbers. Now, if we select a number, if we select a consecutive elements, that is, if we select these consecutive elements, if the number is 0, if the initial number is 0, we convert that number into, flip that number into 0, and we convert these elements into, if it is containing 0, it will be converted to 1. If it contains 1, it will be converted to 0. 1 0 0. Note all the other as it is. Now we have iterated through this array. Now we iterate through this element. It is 0. So we convert this element. We flip the 0 element into 1, and we convert all the elements. That is of size 3. We convert of size 3 to appropriate. If it contains 0, it will be converted into 1. If it contains 1, it converted into 0. Now we keep as it is. Now we have gone through this. If it is 1, just skip this element because it is already in 1. We skip this element. Now we keep 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. We keep result array. Initiate with 0. We have manipulated in this, it is the 1 step. So we increment result array to 1. Here no increment because we have seen 1. So there will be no increment of result. We iterate through the next element. Next element is 0. So we convert this element into 1. We convert this element into 1. 1, 1, 1. What is the array elements? The array element is this is the consecutive elements. Friends, it is the second step. Here we converted the first step. This is the second step. So the result array will be 2. Sorry for the mistake. For this element, if it is 0, it is converted into 1. It is converted into 1. Now, in the consecutive elements of size 3, we change the elements. So this will be the third step. We iterate through the array elements. Since it is all it contains 1. At last we return result array, that is 3. We shall see whether it is correct. Yes, it is correct, my dear friends. Now, here they have also given one condition that if it is impossible, return -1. If it is impossible, return -1. What this statement tells, let me explain this using an example. Example is 1, 0, 0. This is the example. If it is impossible, we should return -1. How computer knows it is impossible? That is, if it contains, suppose here we have 1, I is equal to 0th index, it is 1. So for this subarray, there will be no changes because it is containing 1. And if we iterate to the next element, we are not getting the consecutive elements of 3 size. 3 size is impossible. So here what is the step? The element size of size 3, the consecutive elements of size 3 is not possible. So we keep a condition after iterating all the elements. If nums of n-1, this is nums of n-1 double equal to 0, or nums of n-2 double equal to 0. This is the impossible condition. So we return -1. Now I think all the solution is clear to all of them. And now the main point is, if we convert this 0, how can we convert this 0 to 1 and 1 to 0? In bit manipulation, we have a operator called XOR operator. I have discussed about this in yesterday class. Please go through this. If it contains 1, it will be converted into 0. If it contains 0, it will be converted into 1. When XORed with 1. When we XOR it with 1, because we should get, let me write the truth table for this. 0, 0, 0, 1. XOR of 0, 0, x 0. 0 XOR 1 is 1. 1 XOR 0 is 1. This is how maths also important in problem solving. We should also master some concepts, bit manipulation, and some concepts there are there. We should also focus on this also. Here, if you notice, if we XOR with 1, XOR with 1, this is, we XOR it with 1, we XOR it with 1, the bits will be changed. If it is 0, it will be converted into 1. If it is 1, it will be converted into 0. This is the approach to solve this problem. Let us code this problem. Let me keep this board. Now, first step is we initiate result is equal to 0. We iterate through the array elements. I is equal to 0, I is less than n minus 2. We iterate through up to n minus 2 elements. Int n is equal to nums length. N minus 2 I plus plus. We iterate through the, if the nums of I, if the element is 0, we convert this element, nums of I is equal to 1, and for the next element we XOR it with 1, I plus 1 with XOR it with 1. Now same step for the second one, we keep minus 2, we XOR it with 1. If after all iterations, if nums of I n minus 1 double equal to 0, that is, it is impossible case of size 3 double equal to 0. If suppose this are n minus 1th element and n minus 2th element is 0, we return minus 1. For every iteration, if it is 0, for every iteration we increment result array. At last, after all completion, we return result. Let us run this program. It has got accepted. Let me submit this problem. I hope this has been accepted, my dear friends. I hope this problem is clear to all. How we should approach to this problem is also, I think, clear. We should note the point which are being given in the problem statement. Initially, we should note the problem solution or problem statement. What are the important points we should note, and we should go through an example how this is going manipulated. So thank you, my dear friends. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends.